Kagurabachi's first major arc just finished, and it might just be one of the best first arcs in any manga I've seen. We've had like 18 chapters so far, and within those chapters, Takeru Hokazono was able to create one of the coldest and most intriguing villains to ever hit the page of a shonen magazine. And I'm so excited to see what else he can do in the future, because let's be real here, everything points towards Kagurabachi being a major success, and that's exactly what I want to talk about today, along with the release of its first volume in Japanese stores. Before we get into this video, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you enjoy these types of videos, as that helps the channel a lot more than you think. Now, this video will include a bit of spoilers for the Kagurabachi manga, so keep that in mind as well heading into it. You have been warned. Did Kagurabachi finally beat the meme allegations with this first arc? Along with the ending of the Sojo Arc and with the release of the first volume as well, it looks like Kagurabachi is far from the meme era, and now it can actually be called a pretty solid series. Now my question is, what made this manga so special in the first place? So much so that it turned fake fans into actual, real, proper fans. And on top of that, even got a public recommendation by the My Hero Academia author. Like, they legit quoted my dude Hori on the volume cover itself. Anyways, let's talk more about the story. As of this point in time, there have only been 18 chapters, as I said before, which is about 2 volumes worth of content, and that was enough for the first arc that was recently just completed. But despite this, I think I'm already seeing some improvements in the art style and the drawings themselves. Not to mention the volume release changes, which were pretty cool by the way, but the art itself and the spreads have massively improved over the span of a few chapters. I feel like what makes this manga so cool to read and look at is how fitting the black and white aesthetic fits the story. I've seen some people talk about how the anime needs to be adapted by something like Ufotable because of their use of colors, and I might have shared that opinion as well at some point, but honestly speaking, I think a more bland and muted color palette would fit this manga the most. Even the volume cover doesn't have that many colors, which I was a fan of instantly when I saw it. Now, enough talk about the art evolution. Another aspect of this manga that I think made people like this so much is how intricate the battle and the power system is. It's so detailed and so grand at the same time, and the craziest thing is that we don't even know everything about it yet. I especially like how they focus on the swords aspect of it and how important the weapons are. Yes, there are some sorcerers and there is spirit energy, but it's not as if everyone has either that or the weapons, but more so how they both complement each other. How the spirit energy could be used along with the weapons, and how unique each of the 6 heavenly swords are. I think it has tons of potential considering we've only seen one sword of the 6, and it was already crazy to begin with. As for the characters, Sojo was definitely the big highlight of this arc. I mean, my guy was a straight menace every time he was on screen. He was just catching bodies left and right, smoking everyone in sight. And although his conclusion was kind of crazy and many people think he died, I still think there is something there that might prove his return, but we'll just have to wait and see. Char and Chihiro's relationship was something special as well, especially the way we got the flashback with Char and how that directly relates to Chihiro's own flashback, and I can't wait to see more of it and how it develops. Loki reminded me of Wolverine and Laura in Logan, and if you know, you know. Chihiro itself was kind of corny at first for me, not gonna lie, but he kind of grew on me. Especially in these last few chapters, the way he sacrificed his arm and how he managed to take down Sojo was honestly so cold. But yeah, now that he finally killed someone, I wonder how he's going to react to that. If at all he will have Sojo in his conscience moving forward. Either way, their dynamic was pretty cool, seeing how both of them respected Kunishige Rokuhira, and each for their own reasons. Now, with the hype around Kagurabachi, everyone is closely looking at the sales performances, as there have been a lot of questions if it's really going to last, and if the hype is enough to keep the manga alive. Well, let's look at it this way. Weekly Shonen Jump is a magazine with very high minimum standards in quality, quantity, and speed. They expect the series to catch the reader's attention as soon as possible and maintain that over the span of multiple volumes. This is why we've always seen how series begin and end with only 2 or 3 volumes. Having said this, as you can imagine, it's fairly difficult to succeed in Jump, and this success has always been directly proportional to the sales of the volumes of these series, and these sales and hype are generated predominantly in the Japanese market, a relationship that I think Kagurabachi can break and change for the future. You see, Kagurabachi started almost entirely as a meme, a joke about this new dark action series, a joke made by people outside of Japan Japan, which gradually turned into real hype and transformed into a proper fandom. Such a level of hype that even the Japanese media and the Jump editors took notice of, like the editor-in-chief of Jump, Nagano, who said that they would take this hype into account. And keep in mind that all of this happened before the release of the first volume in Japan. Now, with the release of the first volume, it looks like it has been a major success. A lot of manga stores in Japan are selling out and people are posting pictures of this all over the internet. But let's say hypothetically, even if Kagurabachi may not have a huge successful launch in the Japanese market and consequently not a huge Japanese fanbase, let's say after this first volume, it still won't matter that much because thanks to Manga Plus and other English translating website success, we may be witnessing a change in Jump's mentality when it comes to keeping a work quote-unquote alive in the magazine. That's why I don't think people should make a big fuss about whether it sells a lot or a little at first, since it's probably very difficult to predict whether it's a success or not, with so many factors to take into account. I think at this point it's more than just the number of sales. Now, this was it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Is Kagurabachi actually on fire right now, or do you need more chapters to convince yourself? This was it for today. Like, subscribe if you haven't. See you guys next time. Peace.